Do you guys know the feeling that when you help someone achieve their life dreams or help achieve their targets or their goal in their life, and once that target is completed, they don't even talk to you or they don't even care that you ever existed? Something like this happening in my life. So currently, I have a part-time job where I help people achieve level 1, 2, 3, 4 of the Aghanim'S Labyrinth. And once I help them, or once I help them defeat the Epic's Mage boss, they don't even say hi to me. They don't even message me. This is what's going on in my life right now. Welcome everyone, this is your immortal friend Slaniro with you, and today in this video I will be going over through two of the biggest mistakes that a lot of players make when it comes to completing the Aghanim's labor stages. And these two mistakes, you might not be able to identify them or even realize that you're making them in, let's say, level 1 or 2, but when it comes to level 3 and 4, which is the sorcerer or grand magus, these mistakes are everything. It's basically break or make. I'm telling you, if you're making these mistakes, I feel like 99% of the time you won't be able to even reach the Epic's Mage boss or even complete 50% of the event. So please make sure that you are not one of them. All right. So with that being said, let's get started. Mistake number one, not picking elite stages early level. What do I mean by that? You need to understand something. In this event, items are important, but what's more important than items is talents. So every time you clear a stage, you get a talent, and these talents really matter. These talents can make you really strong, which hence makes the stages easier. Hence, you're able to complete the stage faster. However, if you don't get the right talent, whether it would be naturally because the game didn't decide to, for example, when it comes to Winter Wyvern or Weaver, right? If you don't get the split shot talent, it becomes very hard to clear the stages, right? Anyhow, these are the talent depending on the game. But when you complete an elite level, imagine, let's say you're a Winter Wyvern. If you complete a normal stage, there are very few chances that you might get, for example, 25% Arctic burn slow. But when you complete a elite challenge, you know what you get? 50% Arctic burn, 300 plus HP health, 32 movement speed. Trust me, these talents are make or break. You might not, let's say, understand the value of them, but once you get it, and I was one of them, right? I was like, it doesn't really matter you do elite or the normal stage, but no, you have to do elite stages, my friend. On top of this, try to master your hero. What do I mean by that? So even though when I emphasize that selecting talents are very important, understand that how this talent is going to help your skill build or how it's going to fulfill your purpose, your role in the team. So for instance, you're playing a Viper. If you're going for the magic damage build, so make sure that your talents are accordingly to that talent, to that build, right? Otherwise it doesn't make sense, because I have seen a lot of people where their talents and their item builds don't even make sense to me, and I'm like watching like, why are you even playing the game? It doesn't make sense. So please, guys, I really insist everyone to make sure that focus on your talent. Go watch YouTube, do whatever. Make sure you understand what talents are required. And another tip is that all traps are elite, gives you elite talents. So whenever you have a trap, try to do a trap and master all the traps. All right. There are plenty of YouTube videos where you can master the traps. Please go for it. All right. Point number two, or let's say another second mistake that people do is they don't understand the stage. I mean, I can give you examples after examples. I play with my friends, and we are playing this Warlock stage, which is depth 5 before the Malokian Hammers or Timbersaw comes in, and they are killing the Warlocks, they're killing the Golems, but they're not killing the towers. And I'm like, guys, you have to kill towers. Just ignore them, run in a clockwise direction, try to kill the towers. They don't understand, right? Let's say, for example, you are killing the beastie babies, the ogre magi babies, right? Where the small babies give more power to the big babies. For example, the Mirana level, where towers are very important. They don't even understand what to do in the stage. And also, in some cases, they don't even understand the positioning. In some, for example, stages, you need to understand what positioning you have to be. For example, you have to kite, you have to move around in a circle, you have to, for example, not get attention or not attract all of the enemies. You have to take them one by one. Whenever, let's say for example, you're doing the tree end and the shaman stage, right? You don't need to wake up every tree end. You call one tree end at a time. When shaman tries to shackle, you have a stunner who he stuns the shaman. All of these stages, all of these techniques, right? So let me give you some examples in this coming video. Let me give you guys an example of what do I mean by when it comes to knowing each, let's say, stage, how to do it. So let's say for example, if you take this brewmaster stage, right, which is level 1, elite level, right? And now you can see the disruptor over here. He went to the other side. There's a technique in this stage. Basically, what you do is that the first panda that keeps on spawning here, 3 people will deal with this panda that keeps spawning here. However, disruptor is handling the other two. So in total, there are 3 spawns. One here, the other one on the other side. I'm sorry, I cannot control the map. Anyhow, so the disruptor is trying to kite these guys. He will make a huge, let's say, an array of brewmasters, whereas us three, the other 3 people, are gonna handle this one. This is a technique, guys. You need to understand that every stage has its own way. And one of the biggest reasons that people are unable to even do the easiest stages is because they don't understand how it works, right? I'm pretty sure that the speedrun guys who finishes the Aghanim'S like very fast, for them they have a different strategy. But people who just want to at least finish it one time, right? For example, for personal pride or whatever, for them they want to do it slowly. So just as one of the examples I gave for the brewmaster, please make sure that every stage has its own thing, right? I could go over every stage on how to do it every stage. For example, there are many techniques, many ideas that goes around, that every stage has its typical way of doing it. So basically, another example, continuing the first example, is basically, let's say we got the Draw Ranger run, right? So in this one, people bought dust. So you can see the Disruptor bought dust, Weaver bought dust. So now imagine that how easy it would be now to kill Draw Ranger. So if I just fast forward a bit, so let's say because of this dust pickup, we were able to, let's say, not, how can I say it, not die a lot of times, and which really helped us. Let's say one more example is basically the beastly babies, where basically people do not often neglect the small babies. Over here, you can know that there's an idea. The idea is that basically you try to kill the small babies first, because the small babies are giving a lot of power to the big boys, and which makes them very fast, very agile, they have better strength and whatever. So people need to understand that you try to kill the small babies first rather than going for the big babies. So you can see that that another stage is basically the tower stage, where basically people need to rotate as together to kill the towers, because the more the towers you kill faster, the less enemies will spawn, hence making the life easy. So please, again, to summarize, understand that every stage has its own niche, has its own way of doing it. Try to focus on that, and definitely it makes life very easy.